Bonjour, 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 and welcome to Pink Floyd, the only podcast where we watch every movie ever made to see if it syncs up with Pink Floyd's 1973 magnum opus, The Dark Side of the Moon. My name is Gareth Blackler, and sitting on your head, controlling your arms, it's your co-host of the co-most, oh no, James Barron.
Oh, bonjour, Gareth. Je suis James Barron. Qui est laisse bébé? Et vraiment, c'est moi.
Whoa.
I'm not going to keep speaking French the whole show. Also, what I said basically made no sense, but that's fine.
Okay. Very bibliothèque.
Yeah, I just said, who is that ugly baby? Hey, that baby's me.
Is that the plot to your, weird short film?
Yeah, it's a short conversation that my mum learned to say in French.
That's awesome.
Yeah, speaking of French, though, what did we watch? We watched bloody Ratatouille this week. Yeah, what a film. It's arguably the best Pixar film, you said.
I'll stand by that. I thought more about it, and it's like, I'd say Inside Out and WALL-E, they reach further, but the points where they don't grasp what they reach maybe lets them down in a way that Ratatouille maybe doesn't reach as far, but it gets everything in its little rat paws and it brings it home and mixes it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean when I say something's a perfect movie, is that it doesn't... Yeah, it does exactly what it needs to do. Whereas there's movies I like more that try something that they didn't need to do and succeed or don't succeed. But yeah. It's my Ratatouille thoughts. What's your relationship with Ratatouille?
I don't have a very strong relationship with Ratatouille. It came out 2007, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing it in cinema. I think I only saw Ratatouille a few years ago, 3 or so years ago for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I did really love it, of course. It's a really good movie. I didn't expect to like it as much as I thought I would because it's just such a bizarre concept on paper, you know?
Yeah.
Rat controls a French man to become the world's greatest chef.
Yeah.
The person in the Pixar offices pitching that one must have got some funny looks, at the very least.
But then, apparently, didn't all of their big pitches happen in one, meeting?
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah. Someone was like, old man flies away with balloons. Last robot.
What kind of fever dream was this meeting? What what was going on? They just, had unlimited jelly beans in the center of the table. And were just, scoffing them all and just saying random nonsense things. House flies away with balloons. I don't know. Just mouth full of jelly beans.
Feelings, what are they up to?
What are they about? I've got so many feelings, Gareth.
You would have felt so bad being the guy who's like, oh man, I'm going to wow them. Cars, what if they could talk? This is going to be so weird, so strange. And then nah, they're getting weirder.
Nothing. Yeah. They had to go home and rethink their, whole perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And their car as well. Just to add insult to injury.
Their car's like, how was it? And he's just like, we're getting it made. We're getting 3 of them made, but I don't know, man.
Wait, their car actually can talk? It's like a Knight Rider situation?
Yeah.
All right.
Voiced by Owen Wilson as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Owen Wilson and Knight Rider would be so weird.
Yeah.
Wow.
He could play both the roles. That'd be amazing.
Oh my... he's talking to himself?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's great. Okay.
Actually, I would kickstart?
Yeah.
I would kickstart a film that's every actor is Owen Wilson and it's a reboot of Knight Rider.
I would probably pitch in some amount of money for that. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Let's
add that to our Patreon.
Should we actually talk about this rat movie, Gareth?
It sounds like such a good insult. Your rat movie.
The rat movie. I love it. I love rats in general. I think they're underappreciated animals.
Yeah. Did you watch Pixar's side piece for this film, Your Friend the Rat?
I did not. I didn't know
it's
that
very good.
that Pixar had a side piece. For
Pixar's
one.
got a few side pieces.
All right.
Don't tell its main chick, the Cars franchise.
Oh wow. Cheating on them with all these other rat movies.
Yeah.
Damn. I've not
that's
seen
essentially it's a pretty much 2D animation where Remy and Emile just talk about how cool rats are, and it's really good.
All right.
It's 12 minutes long, so I guess you could sync it with "Shine On You Crazy Diamond," and have a good time.
All right. I might do that and report back. Who knows?
Please do. Because the audience are going to want more rat content after we've done what I'm threatening to be a 10-hour episode.
All right. Yeah, it could well be. I don't know what we're in for. I don't know what kind of antics Gareth has planned, but I'm excited to find out.
Oh no.
I'm expecting a show. And probably so are the listeners, so should we get to it?
Uh-oh. Yes.
All right. This film starts with it's like a sort of Chef Gusteau biopic piece with we zoom in on a little television and Chef Gusteau's his life is playing out. We just getting the history of his French cuisine, restaurant and philosophy, etc. And then there's a slow zoom on the farmhouse where Remy's busting out the window. And we get I love it when movies do this going hey, that's me. I bet you wonder how I got in this situation. This
all
film,
it's missing is the record scratch,
Right, yeah. This film legitimately does that. It's really silly, but I kind of like it. I'm okay with it. And
it's worth noting the Speak to Me ends exactly when the TV stuff ends.
Yeah.
And Breathe kicks in once we meet our characters. Our character.
Yeah, we get introduced to Remy and his family and just basically talking about how shit rat life is.
Yeah, it does not look fun.
Yeah. Notable fact here, Remy protects his rat family by being able to detect the smell of rat poison in food in the garbage that they eat. And he has a big argument with his dad about stealing garbage. There's a through line of anti-stealing in this movie, which is interesting.
Yeah. And it's interesting because Remy's pro-stealing in general. He just doesn't want to steal the bad stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. It's there's different this with stealing from good people to help other people is an interesting through line that isn't really explored that deeply. But I think it's I wish they'd gotten into the morality of this a little more. But yeah, it's interesting. Here's
it's interesting. Yes, you're about to say the eternal because he starts to hallucinate Gusteau.
Yeah,
and I always it's really this is how deeply this film affects me. I find it hard to hold the idea in my head that Gusteau is just a projection of Remy, even though they outright say it a billion times.
Yeah.
So I'm Gusteau doesn't want him to steal, but it's actually Remy knows he shouldn't steal, and
Yeah, it's a part of his subconscious. It's really honestly the whole ghost Gusteau thing is really well handled in this movie, and that it's it is projected just straight from his imagination, and is mentioned a whole lot that Gusteau when he finds out he has a son. Partway through the movie, freaks out and because it's a revelation to Remy rather than because Gusteau would have known.
Yeah,
it's really cool. I love that kind of thing. Really clever. So yeah. All right. So yeah, argument with his dad, and then he's doing his. He wants to make some yummy food. He finds some cheese or something, Emile does, and then his brother rather, sneaking around. He goes sneaking around inside the house to some On the Run Gareth.
Yeah.
Good sneaking track, I find. Good rat sneaking.
Better rat sneaking than in Mouse Hunt? 1997?
On par.
Okay.
I would say. I would say that this is a better animated rat.
Yes.
In general. It's a more stylized rat, but they really do, get the, skittery, quick nature of the animal, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not, realistic, the realistic in style they were drawing with Mouse Hunt, but, but yeah, it looks good. I also, he's trying the different flavors of different things. I really like how that's represented in this movie with the, colourful flourishes and things.
Yeah, the kind of like jazzy kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah, colourful flourishes. The Windows Media Player of food.
Yeah. I really like that idea. It's really like this is something that Pixar's so good at that like they like displaying abstract concepts in a visual form is really impressive and hard to do. Like hard to wrap your head around, but you really get the feel for what these things would taste like by how it's shown on screen, which is really cool.
Yeah. This is kind of interesting because this was sort of the kickoff of like competitive cooking TV shows and stuff, and the idea of watching someone taste something that you can't taste.
Yeah, true,
And like,
actually.
yeah. I'm wondering if Pixar looked at like MasterChef or stuff like that and were just like, you guys aren't communicating this well enough. Don't worry. We've got it.
Don't worry. We're going to get in some very angry judges that are going to taste your food, throw plates on the floor, just get generally furious about this whole situation. Oh, man. I've never been a real fan of those cooking shows, actually. Like, the only Bake Off's alright because it's so wholesome.
Oh, Bake Off's great, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I would say it's like the inverse of one of those like intense MasterChef things. Like it's the polar opposite of what's Hell's Kitchen.
Yes.
The Gordon Ramsay yells at people for fucking up hard food. Like it's the opposite of that. Which I think that's why it does so well.
Yeah, what would this movie have been if instead of seeing Chef Gusteau and imagining him, it was Gordon Ramsay?
Wow, it would have been a whole different vibe. It's kind of similar in that, like, Skinner is kind of a hard-ass head chef throughout the movie. So he's sort of got that vibe. But he's so diminutive, he's such a little dude that it's hard to be threatened by him. So, you know. Yeah, it would be... They sort of have that vibe, but not, like, to the nth degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon it would have been, like, Remy biting a lot more if he had a little Gordon Ramsay ghost following him around.
Lots of rat bites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few rat bites in this film.
Yeah.
And the rat bites a lot of food.
It's true. A lot of biting. All right, let's keep going. Yes. We've got the clocks I've written down don't sync with anything annoyingly.
No.
They're like just still exploring this old lady's house.
They're trying not to wake her, at least. And the clocks would have, but no.
Yeah, we see that Gusteau's on the television. His like life story is playing out there. That's what we were getting before. He's raiding the pantry for some saffron to add to his like magical food that he wants to make.
Yeah, his lightning struck cheese and mushroom.
Yeah, pretty intense for this lady to have saffron at all, honestly.
Yeah.
It's really expensive stuff. I've never cooked with saffron because I'd be afraid of like using such an expensive ingredient.
Yeah. In fact, probably if it wasn't for this film, I would have assumed saffron was a kind of rock. I did not realize it was a spice. Because isn't it a city in Pokemon? And aren't all the cities rocks?
Saffron City. No, they're all the first gen towns in Pokemon are colors. They're all different colors. Saffron's like deep yellow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. I am not qualified to be on a microphone.
Anyway, I could see how you'd be led astray. Like Pewter City is like a mineral, but also a color. Yeah. Anyway, we got to keep going.
Are you aware of the fan theory that this house is the house that the Grim Eater, who we meet later, who I've just blanked on the name of,
the Grim Eater,
Anton. Critic. Yes, thank you,
Anton Ego.
Yes, that this is the house that Ego grew up in.
Yes, I love that theory. That's brilliant. And like his grandma, like the old lady here is his mother. That's perfect. Yeah, that ties the whole movie together really neatly. I hadn't heard of that theory, but I do love that. I subscribe to that 100%.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it was later because a lot of the things in there are similar, but then it was later Brad Bird was like, oh, it's actually it was just because we couldn't afford to, animate two different kitchens, so we just made them the same. Huh. And then Patton Oswalt tweeted him like, no, shut up, take the compliment.
Yeah, that sounds like Patton. That's great.
Yeah.
Yes, we were that smart. Of course. So good. Anyway, yeah, this old lady just spots Remy and grabs a bloody shotgun, much like in Mouse Hunt, and is just starts blasting away, shooting all over the place. As she starts popping off as Time's vocal starts, immediately, which I'm pretty happy with. That's a sync.
That's a sync.
Yeah. What we do on the show. It also says no one told you when to run, as the ceiling collapses and reveals all the rats, and then they all start running off to their little rat boats.
Oh yeah,
that they've made. So they've been told when to run. That's when when the cover's blown, you know. Oh my gosh!
And Pink Floyd kind of they know how to inspire these rats to run faster because they just start ripping a solo on time.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I love all these little rat boats they've constructed.
Yes, right?
Like, they're all variations on just, like, household objects, like, strung together with string and stuff. Very good. Remy's
would you have still... Oh, sorry.
No, you're right.
Would you have still shot at these rats once they got on their boats? I would have felt like it was a moot point at that point.
Yeah, right? Like, if they're constructed boats, they've already outwitted me. Like, the survivor rules outwit, outplay, outlast. Like, these little survivors are getting away, you know?
Yeah. I would have just thrown them my keys and said, like, it's your house now, buddy.
There you go. Well, yeah, this old lady is not giving up, though, at all. She's out in the rain. Like, she put her bloody anorak on and is still shooting at them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, out pouring with rain, shooting at Remy and the, who's on his little cookbook. He's escaping with Gaston's cookbook, which is a nice little, carry through there.
Yeah.
He's, like, floating on top of it. And then, we get he goes down the storm drain, but by then his little rat family has gone the other way, or he's lost them. He can't catch up with them. Very sad.
Yeah. And
then, so he goes down one of the paths, but it leads to all this rushing storm drain water, you know?
Yeah.
I thought that this was a very good match to Time. Just all this rushing water and a rat being thrown around. I'm like, this could fit with a music video. I'll take it. Tossed around by the waters of time.
Aren't we all?
Oh, such a
And then he he washes up. He's all alone in the sewers, and Pink Floyd sing "Home, Home Again," which is pretty mean because he's got no home.
He's lost his home. He ain't got no home. That's what he's wanting, though. He talks to the wee illustration of Gaston here.
Yeah.
Inside the book. But later on, Gaston appears as, like, an apparition who's the same size as Remy. Or, like, can change size. I can't really remember at this point.
I think the little ghost one's always the same size, but then obviously he appears as any illustration of Gaston.
That's true.
Photograph.
As well. Yeah. That's pretty good. We'll take it. All right. Then he has a wee argument about, he's talking with Gaston. He's encouraging Remy to, like, look around the surface as Great Kick is starting up. But, like, then they have an argument about not stealing food, despite Remy being really hungry, which is really sad.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Gaston. You gotta understand this is how rats, like, operate. They don't...
Yeah, exactly.
They aren't, like, buying their own food with rat money. What are you talking about, mate?
Yeah.
Stop projecting your human values on a little rat, alright?
That's that exact sentence, stop projecting your human values on the rat, is my exact issue when people say that Stuart Little could beat Remy from Ratatouille in a fight.
What?
It's you're just projecting... Yeah, exactly. Just because Stuart Little can stand on his hind legs and wear shoes...
Yeah.
He's, no way could he beat
Oh my god.
Remy.
Stuart Little is the most privileged rodent. I can't stand Stuart Little because he gets to live in this fantastic house with great parents and a brother who comes around to him by the end of the film. But man, is gosh, woe is me. He even gets a little sports car. God, he gets everything, this little bloody mouse. Oh. Yeah. I too, much like the brother in the movie, I would hate living with Stuart Little.
Yeah.
It would annoy the hell out of me.
I remember being at a party and just like the whole conversation derailed when we realized there were other orphans at that orphanage and they chose Stuart Little over them.
Right? I don't know.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's sort of
Although...
like...
Oh, wait, you go.
The whole story sort of dismantles if you put it like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we don't want a human child, we'll take this mouse. Like, what kind of heartless people are you? Alright, but anyway.
I will give everyone the great life hack that life is a lot more enjoyable if instead of calling him Stuart Little, you call him Little Stuart.
Little Stuart.
Right?
It works way better. Although, I think their last name is Little, right, in the movie. Am I wrong about that?
No, that sounds... Yeah, because Hugh Laurie is Dr. Little. I think he's got a proper name. Hugh Little is a great name, because it's so close to huge.
Yeah. The one scene that I like in that movie is Hugh Laurie and his wife, or I can't remember who's playing the wife, but they're like just singing Heart and Soul on the piano. I love that.
Oh.
It's very, very homely and nice.
Yeah.
But we got to move away from that rat movie to this rat movie.
1 second before we do, did you know that film was written by M. Night Shyamalan?
What? Man, like that guy has had such a crazy career.
Yeah.
Yeah, like before he was
liked Ratatouille.
Before he like became the joke of like here's the twist, like he was just doing films. He was just like making like regular family films and stuff like that. So, you know. Yeah. He's become famous for a certain thing, but only like quite late in his career.
Oh, absolutely. And something he barely does. Like.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh well. Anyway.
He also did an uncredited rewrite on the teen film She's All That, 1999.
Alright.
Man, he had a weird 99. That was when The Sixth Sense came out and Stuart Little.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite... Man, he was all over the place. I love that.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
Out there hustling, man.
Oh,
man. Did The Sixth Sense come out the exact same year as Stuart Little? That doesn't make sense in my head.
Yeah, right?
I feel like that there's at least 10 years between those two movies in my mind, but not at all. Okay.
Do you know what it probably is? Is you were probably old enough to see Stuart Little in cinema, but you weren't old enough to see...
Only just.
Sixth Sense for another 10 years?
Yeah, probably right. That makes sense.
I like that I've set you the very strict rule that you had to be 18 to see The Sixth Sense.
It is the rules. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. We gotta go. We gotta go back.
Yes.
Diving back.
Oh, man.
Gotta go back, Marty. Something's gotta be done about your kids.
Much like Remy, who I keep wanting to call Ratatouille. Yeah. Much like Remy, we're going to crawl out of the sewers of talking about Stuart Little. Yeah. And get into Paris, man. We're listening to Great Gig in the Sky, looking at Paris. It's a pretty good vibe. It's a pretty thematic.
It's a great vibe. The vocal solo going over the Paris skyline, really, really nice. Like exact when the dip in the solo when she it gets all quiet and we get to see we're like scanning across the skyline. Really beautiful. Into it.
Yeah.
I've never been to Paris. Never travelled overseas really, other than Australia. Have you been to France, Paris, France?
I have not been to Paris, France. I haven't been to any of Europe.
Oh, man.
No.
Someday. Yeah, when we're allowed to travel the world again, we will do that.
Are you going to bring a rat to Paris?
Don't think that. I think that's frowned upon on airlines, bringing rodents into a foreign country.
No, you know who would do it? Was the guy we talked about in episode 4 who brought a rat to my 18th.
Yeah. Oh, man. Shout out to that guy. This one episode's dedicated to you.
Yeah. You are no longer an enemy for as long as this episode is playing.
Yeah.
Someone in the world is listening to this episode, you are no longer our enemy.
Yeah. Only for this episode.
Yeah. Do you think maybe that rat was giving him dance lessons, like controlling him?
I kind of love that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't his idea to bring the rat to the party. The rat was controlling him the whole time.
Whoa. Yeah.
There you go. From like within his coat or whatever.
Yeah.
Jeez. Weird move. Party foul. Anyway, not an enemy. Gotta move on. Restaurant. Yeah. We see the restaurant. We see Gastos is here, and the like giant sign is talking to him. And Remy goes in to check it out. We get like a scene of the kitchen, and we are introduced to our main human characters of the movie.
Yeah.
We get Linguini, bumbling at the moment like what would you call him, janitor, I guess.
Yeah, garbage boy is the word they keep using.
Garbage boy.
Yeah.
What a title.
Yeah.
Colette, who is like our main chef person in the kitchen here, and also head chef Skinner, who's the key antagonist at this point in the movie. Yeah, who's tiny. His hat's about as big as him, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yes, so there's an argument going on where Skinner doesn't want to hire Linguini after his mother has died recently. But yeah, eventually like relents and takes him on board to do the lowest of the low jobs. But that's like how you start in the kitchen most of the time, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's where a lot of like chefs start doing the dishes, cleaning up. It's like you got to pay your dues, you know? So
yeah, which is why Skinner gets so mad when it appears that Linguini is like altering the soup.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. It's like pretty messed up that he does do that.
Yeah, I don't know why Linguini doesn't say like, "Oh, sorry, I spilled it and I was trying to fix it."
Yeah.
Like, just be honest about that.
I think he's just so scared of being fired, right? Like, he has lost so many jobs and like is trying his best to keep this one.
Yeah.
Even if it means lying. But hey. Anyway, yeah, he's taken on board because Colette like quotes the mantra of Gaston, which is anyone can cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is another through line through the whole movie. And basically the theme of the film. Yeah.
What is interesting though, and this is when I'm going to get to the theory that I promised I was going to parrot.
Okay.
So yeah, the moral of this film is presented as anyone can cook. But then there's a lot of stuff that's implying like, no, not anyone can cook. Like Remy is actually gifted. He's, has the ability to essentially see food. And that's why he's like so gifted.
I suppose.
And, like it kind of, is it saying anyone can cook? Like, or is it being quite elitist? And then you get, this was the comedian Eupha Dean's theory that he said backstage to someone else. And I was just sitting there politely. Yeah, like, because you look at The Incredibles, and The Incredibles has this reputation of actually being quite like an Ayn Randian film, saying that like people who are only certain people should be gifted. Like, if everyone's special, no one's special, and these people being held down by the masses. And then like you could read Ratatouille as correcting that by saying like, no, we didn't mean that. Anyone can cook, but then they still kind of hide these little bits in there.
That's a really good point, actually.
Yeah.
Like, thinking about, like, the end of the movie with, like, Linguini, who is a, like, terrible cook, right?
Yeah.
And, like, is being controlled by Remy to, like, become good and become this famous chef. He, like, stops being a cook and is just a waiter at the end of the movie, like, as it resolves. Like, a better result would be him, like, helping out in the kitchen, I reckon, rather than him just being a waiter in this other restaurant. But, like, yeah, it sort of like muddies the message quite a bit.
Yeah, right?
That's a great point. Yeah.
But then, like, you could look at anything, like, any movie where someone has a talent could be kind of saying the same thing. So, like...
It's true.
It's just, I guess, like, X-Men isn't going out there saying, like, anyone can save the day. Which is a terrible example, but I've been watching the bad X-Men movies lately.
Okay.
So it's the only movie other than Ratatouille I'm capable of thinking about at the moment.
It's like X-Men's like saying that people that are different are like often like they're often like just amazing people as well. Like they shouldn't be discounted because they're different. Like it's the inclusivity thing is the lesson of X-Men really.
Actually, to be honest, X-Men was the worst possible hypothetical for me to choose.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's think about that and continue on. Like I do like that theory. That's good. We'll see how that develops. Yes, I do like the line from Gaston here as well, the like figment of the imagination. He says, what can I do to help? I'm a figment of your imagination.
Yeah.
Which is great. Love it. And then, he's like, Remy like busts into the kitchen to like, is it accidental that he goes in there? Oh no, the soup gets messed up by Linguini, and so like has to go in to try and fix it, but like it's too scary. He's like skittering around, gets trapped. This is all
He
over.
ends up in the oven and then under the oven.
Oh my god! Yeah,
Yeah.
It's very Chicken Run kind of like scary.
Yes.
Yeah, threatening to create a rat pie. No good.
Yeah.
Um,
The guitar solo kind of does a big chudder when he gets chucked into that oven as well.
yeah, we're mid-time guitar solo here.
Oh, money guitar solo.
Oh, money guitar solo. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. He does make his escape, but before he can, he's like, "Oh, I've got to fix this bloody soup," and so we get like a really like glorious cooking sequence of him just like
Heck
jumping over this pot of soup, like angelically and stuff, tossing and stuff. But then gets caught by Linguini. They're like traps him under
and this
a colander.
iconic kind of camera pan around to show Linguini's watching it.
Oh, really nice.
Yeah.
A lot of great, like, I think all this stuff is obviously, like, heavily storyboarded. And,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
yeah, so, like, basically all Pixar movies look really great. All the cinematography and stuff is really good because of that process, I think. Like, it's all so heavily storyboarded throughout that, it's a very visually interesting movie for that reason. But yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, bloody trapped under the colander and like trying to get away by pushing against it. Very cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, the soup goes out to the customers in this whole hubbub going on, and Skinner can't stop it, and he's like, "Oh God!" And then a customer wants to talk to the chef, and like Skinner, like to his credit, like sacks up and goes out there. You know, like he's like. Takes the brunt of it, but Linguini's afraid he's going to get fired, but it's all good, and the soup was saved by this little rat, this little chef, Gareth.
Yeah. And kind of once these stakes have lowered, that the soup's good is kind of when the softness of us and them is kind of starting up.
Exactly, yeah.
But it is also when Skinner becomes the them.
It's true. There's more division in the relationship here, and that like Skinner's like, make the soup again. You can have a week to do it to prove yourself, and then you can keep your job. You know. And then they all spot. Is it they all spot the rat in the kitchen? Like Remy,
yes,
they all see Remy, but Linguini traps him in a wee jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's sent out to kill him, and then instead, they become the us of the us and them.
That's true. They join together in contract through a very funny series of like tossing him over the side and then rescuing him from the river. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And then like Remy wants to run away, but he runs back because he feels guilty, I guess, or like wants to help him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's half he wants to help and half he also, he gets the chance to cook in this restaurant.
Yeah. The line "down and out" plays over the tiny apartment that like Linguini has. Just a really crappy little apartment. Great view of the city, but like tiny, and he doesn't even have a bed. He's just got a couch that he's sleeping on. Man, I guess this is someone else's apartment or something like that he's living in, but anyway. Very small. Out of the way, it's a busy day is the line that plays over when they wake up in the morning as well.
Yeah, that's probably our best busy day sync, right?
Yeah, getting started.
I always justify it by saying, like, we wouldn't watch a movie where someone wasn't having a busy day, but I feel like I can't keep giving movies an extra point based only on that.
It's true. Like, the only movie I can think of where people don't have a busy day is Clerks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very unbusy day.
Yeah. We'll probably get to that at some point.
It turns out the soup that went out to that customer went out to a critic, and there's a good review of the soup in the paper, and so they're all celebrating that, and but Linguini has to recreate the soup. So yes, but the plan as it currently stands is that Remy's gonna like crawl around inside the coat. Of Linguini, and like it's just biting the crap out of him. This is the highest frequency of rat bites. Apart from the like rat restaurant scene, perhaps. Over Any Color You Like. There's a lot of rat biting. Yeah.
I've written that's the official Any Color You Like dance now. Pretend you're being bitten by a rat.
That's great. I like that. I do also really love when they go into the like food pantry storage thing, and Linguini shows off all his like bites all over his chest, and instead of like saying anything, just does like 3 different screams of agony in a row.
Yeah.
Which I really love, just wordlessly saying his frustration. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
Also, like, nearly gets caught by Skinner in here, and then he like says he's getting familiar with the vegetables, to which Skinner says one can get too familiar with vegetables, you know, which is an amazing line.
Yeah, so weird.
Yeah. But then
Skinner's lived a life.
He sure has. He knows all about vegetables.
Yeah, he's familiar.
So yeah, here's the main through line in the movie here. Like, Remy can control Linguini like a big puppet by pulling on his hair from above. Sort of like a giant mech pilot kind of situation. Yeah, like a very Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
But with a rat and a human.
Yeah. Ratatouille is European Rim.
Yes, we'll take it. Atlantic Rim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, oh my gosh. It's the giant mech of Linguini. We'll take it.
What's interesting is this subplot, like, lasts almost exactly 1 album play. So the last time we see Remy controlling Linguini is during Brain Damage as well.
Yeah. The line, there's someone in my head, but it's not me, is also like...
perfect.
It's like someone on my head, but it's not me. Really. Yeah. Controlling Linguini, that works.
I want to talk about what animals are controlling what famous chefs, James.
All right, let's do it. I need to Google rodents real quick so that I can come up with some more creative answers. I don't know that many rodents off the top of my head.
Yeah, it has to be rodents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exclusively.
Yeah. Who's controlling Gordon Ramsay?
Just a big beaver on top of his
Yeah,
head.
I was going to say beaver as well.
Yeah, big sharp teeth. That's why he's so angry all the time. Because he's just like, just like inside of his chef hat, there's like a beaver like just gnawing at the top of his head. That's why he's such a grumpy man.
Yeah,
there you go.
Who you got for me?
Anthony Bourdain. Who controlled him?
Like a little hoppy shrew, and that's why he had such a nice positive attitude.
All right, I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Who have you got for me?
Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri. He's got. That's a tough one, actually.
Yeah.
He has the mouse from Mouse Hunt. The exact one, and that's why he's like attuned with all the cheesy secrets out there. You know. He's got that secret whisperer in his ear telling him to find all the good food out there.
Yes.
Trying to think of many chefs. Jamie Oliver?
Oh. Jamie Oliver's like he's a chap. He's one of the lads.
Yeah.
So maybe
he is one of the lads.
It's got to be one of the rats from Chicken Run. One of those genius hustling rats.
The 1950s hustler rats. I love those guys. All right, cool.
They're so good. It's both of them, yeah.
They're both there. All right, one controls one arm each. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are we gonna do this more? How many more chefs can we think of?
I've got one more that I can think of.
Okay. We'll do one more each.
Okay. Nigella Lawson.
Oh, Nigella. Oh, well, she's into the decadent stuff. So I reckon it's like a white stoat crawling around up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an Arctic one or something.
Yes, an Arctic stoat. I don't know if they have.
Yeah.
I don't know if that exists, but
no, neither.
But that works. Okay. Julia Childs. Childs, Gareth.
Like a really nice chinchilla.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sweet. Oh, I got there. If you listeners, if you can think of any chef and rodent pairings out there, definitely tweet them to the show or just get in contact.
Yes.
I'd love to hear your ideas on that.
Especially if there's some fan art of the Photoshop on top of their heads.
Yes, please. Oh my gosh.
And I've got to ask, what animals are controlling the members of Pink Floyd?
Oh wow. What animals?
Yeah.
Can they all
Because
be...
rodents control chefs, but any animal can control anyone.
I want to say they're all being controlled by pigs, but not like being controlled like in the same sense as rodents. Like, I reckon just like there's a shadow council of pigs that have set up the band.
Ooh.
You know, like from
Yeah.
behind the scenes. Like all the you go like behind the scenes and instead of managers it's just all pigs back there. Like
I love it.
there's pigs driving the tour bus. Like
Yeah.
yeah. It's a real
There's like a pig under the stage, just providing additional keyboards.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
It's all Babe
Nah.
Pig in the City with Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
We'll that's my pitch anyway.
Nah, perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, they all have squids, but it's got to be
Oh.
these pigs.
Squids. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't think squids is a great fit. I feel like squids would be controlling something more like EDM based.
Oh, true. Yeah, yeah.
You know? Like a squid could be controlling Skrillex, I think.
Yeah.
Alright, shall we get back to this discussion of the
Yes.
film? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so they do like a little practice montage of trying to recreate the soup and like getting better at controlling linguine through this puppeteering. Very funny stuff.
Yeah.
There's doing a bit of training with Colette as well as we begin Eclipse.
Yeah.
She like does a really great scene here where she pins Linguini's coat to the table with 3 different chef's knives.
Yeah.
I really love this sequence. It's just really
Yeah.
funny.
And it's such a great monologue she gives about how she's had to work a lot harder than all the men in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. It's very sad that it's coming from Pixar, which is famously hostile environment for women.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeesh.
not great on that regard. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff though in the movie though. Like it's a very
Yeah.
very cool image here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've derailed us with sad real life.
No, it's alright. They yeah, so we get to see Skinner's like plan behind the scenes next, where he wants to turn the Gasto brand into like a ready frozen meals kind of thing.
Yeah.
We see later on that all the like other chefs know about this. All the chefs in the kitchen know that this is his plan, but they don't approve of it, and it's like
Yeah.
it's further muddying the waters of what Gasto once stood for, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Although, in defense of Skinner, the idea that anyone can cook, like, and matches really well with ready frozen meals. Like, I would argue that, like, helping with ready frozen meals is a really good thing to help people get more
Heck yeah.
confident in the kitchen. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. It's taking away the exclusivity of, like, fine dining.
Yeah, right? Like, I
Yeah.
think it's not that bad of a thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a genuine good way to make a bit more money, but I don't know. It does sort of muddy the waters of the brand, I suppose, but I don't think it's inherently evil.
Yeah. Unless they're, like, really bad.
Yeah, it doesn't care about like how, like he is like making like not at all French food to attach
Yeah,
to the
that's
brand,
true.
which is kind of shitty, but you know, yeah, like he wants to make like corn dogs and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With the
but-
great illustration of Gasto as a corn and a dog.
yeah, it doesn't even look like Gusto anymore.
Yeah.
It's 2 different disparate things that like completely cover up what that is.
Yeah.
It's
It's
good.
perfect, like, yeah, that point of your brand where you forget what your actual guidelines were.
Yeah, I do love that it's also just a mock-up, but it still talks with like Gasto's voice later on.
Yeah.
Really good. They're gonna like he's having an argument with his lawyer as well.
Yeah.
Because he's learned that Linguini is Gasto's heir, and therefore could
Yes.
take over the restaurant through like contractual like various lines in a contract about the restaurant anyway. It's like...
Weirdly, I was going to say not very kids movie to be mostly about a contract, but the more kids movies, especially the ones we're watching for this, seem to be mostly about contracts.
The muddiness of contract law, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mouse Hunt, Speed Racer, Ratatouille.
Well, I guess so.
Kids love contracts.
They'd love a bit of contract.
Yeah.
Love a bit of legal battles. Oh, mate.
Oh, yeah. You take a kid to intellectual property court and they have a field day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. Also, this lawyer has, like, crazy resources in that, like, he's going to do, like, a paternity test on Linguini with, like, a little bit of his hair.
Yeah.
Which is wild. Like, where is he doing this? Anyway.
He's got his own story.
Okay. Great.
Sure.
Anyway, yeah, we're straight into like playthrough 2 now. It's like the new stakes of the movie are established now, and that like we don't want Linguini to find out that he's heir to the restaurant is the antagonist's motive. So we got the heartbeats as he was reading the letter at the end of the album. So there you go. Anyway, playthrough 2.
Yeah.
Colette is going over some like good kitchen rules here. Like honestly, good advice for being in a kitchen here. Like keeping your arms really close to your chest and stuff as you're working. Don't light your sleeves on fire.
Keep your workspace clean. Tap your bread. Bribe grocers. It's all great. Yeah.
It's all good advice, really. Like, like also this movie is like really, really lauded for its accurate portrayal of kitchens and like it's the best a actual kitchen looks in a movie. Apparently, it's like the most accurate to a real restaurant.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which is great. They obviously put in a lot of research, and like they nailed it.
Yeah. What's the Bradley Cooper chef movie that everyone makes fun of? Burnt?
That sounds right. I don't know. I can't recall.
I also didn't have any joke or anything about it. It was just genuinely me wondering.
All right, let us
Sometimes
know.
I forget what Google is and I just use James.
Yeah, I often use Google instead of talking to people or living in mystery. I'll just find it out right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's
you've been dissed for that, but I don't think that's too bad, James. I think you're all right.
I'd rather know. If people want to know, you can just find out. I don't know. It's a thing that I do.
I don't think like deep philosophical conversations about what Bradley Cooper's chef movie was called are going to enhance my life that much.
Right?
He says putting one on a podcast and expecting strangers to enjoy it.
It's a challenge for the listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got this far, the secret word is ravioli. Anyway, so the Skinner sort of sets up Linguini to fail, and that like he tells him to make this sweetbread recipe, which is notoriously a disaster. It's sort of weird that he would have Gasto would have such a bad recipe in his book, in the first place. We hear all the stuff about the recipe, all the ingredients, and it's really terrible.
Yeah, I love how like it's described with its weird like boiled veal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All kind of like we know it's bad, but I feel like kids watching wouldn't like if it was just like, oh, it's got chocolate and blood in it or something. Then kids could be like, ew, that is gross. But instead they're like, I guess that sounds bad.
The flavor of this blood really brings out the iron in the chocolate. It's delicious.
Exactly.
Vampires exclusively come to this restaurant.
Yes.
So there's the old conflict between following the recipe and trying something new here. Colette's very representing following the recipe, doing what Gasto has laid out before them. Like, she's saying it's our job to follow what he did. His job was to invent stuff. Our job is to follow the recipe. But Linguini is representing doing something new, or I guess Remy is representing that, experimenting with flavors. So there's a key conflict between those two characters that's going to get worse. Linguini bloody changes the recipe, or Remy does, via him, via mech
by
piloting.
pouring sauce on it at the very last minute.
Yeah. really rude. Completely undermines Colette here. I think this is like genuinely the worst thing that somebody does in this movie. Like, it's pretty gross. Like someone who's gone to the trouble of helping you and teaching you, and just like, instead of listening to them, like completely undermining them in front of like all of your fellow employees. Sounds awful. Like,
Remy is a bit of a jerk.
Yeah, like, not a good look.
Yeah.
And also, like forcing somebody else to do it, like be the avatar for your own will. Messed up. Anyway, no friends with rats, eh? No friends among rats.
Yeah, that's what they always say.
Yeah, that's what's printed on the Rat Manifesto, the rat, the rat wall. Yes. Anyway, but it goes well. Everyone likes this new sweetbread recipe, and at the moment, Colette seems chill with it. We see her like sort of celebrating at the end of the day, but
yeah, it's probably sad because she's probably just used to this kind of nonsense.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah.
But anyway, Skinner also spots the rat in Linguini's hat and then like tries to catch him. But I don't remember how he gets away here. Like,
just by coincidence, Remy's like stepped out for a snack.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
as you do, little rat snack. But yeah, then he like takes a different tack and tries to like sweet talk him with a bit of vino, some old school wine. In the office, try and get the like story out of him. Like trying to like steer the conversation awkwardly towards rats.
Which ever had a pet?
Yeah, pretty funny.
Yeah,
This
is also. Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right. You go.
Oh no, you go.
All right. I just like how cartoonishly villainous he is in this moment. Like Skinner like goes more and more mad about this rat thing as the movie progresses, and he just becomes more and more obsessive about it, which is great.
Yeah.
He's like the most panicked. He becomes like a Mouse Hunt character.
Yes, for sure.
Throughout, which is good. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
This was when the clocks have kind of gone off around here, and I looked away and I was like, I feel like the clocks went off exactly when they realized the recipe was good. So I tried to rewind a bit with our like weird synced version of the film technology that we use, and it all stopped, and I had to restart the whole film over.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You're already like one playthrough through. That's like an hour of movie that you had to rewatch. Holy crap.
But what I found out I could do is I can't skip, but I could watch it back at 4 times the speed. So now I've proudly heard Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon 4 times as fast.
Wow. Is it good?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
It kind of turns into a weird noise punk album. Like, Breathe sounds pretty good.
All right.
It's like, breathe in the air. Don't be afraid to care.
Oh, yeah. I'm back on board. Of course Breathe sounds great.
Yeah.
Best track on the album. Like, Fight Me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They, like, the saxophones and stuff on Money sound terrible 4
No.
times as fast.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for doing that experiment anyway, even if it was unintentional.
Oh.
Alright. Cut back to the film. Remy runs into his little brother, his little friend.
Yeah.
Picking around on a piece of ground in your hometown is the line. Like, so it's like coming back. He's bringing his family has come back into the picture.
Yeah.
And this is, again, where that key conflict about stealing comes in, where, like, Remy is arguing with himself, effectively, about stealing to help out his family and feed them little bits and scraps from the kitchen. I don't, like, again, not fully explored, but I think it would be, like, more interesting of a film if it did go more into this.
Yeah. Although I guess we've had Robin Hood and stuff to kind of talk to us about stealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yes. Like Skinner's filling Linguini with wine to try and get his secret, but Linguini's just getting drunk, and Remy goes and visits his family, and there's so he goes down to the like where they are chilling now in some like sewer area, and there's a bloody rat music band playing.
Oh yeah, the band's good tonight.
Yeah, they're playing just the tail end of time here on their little rat instruments, having a good old rat dance, a boogie down there as well. And then they transition smoothly into Great Gig as we are going over to Remy's table with his father, where they have like a little argument about like not staying with the family. He wants to like stick to his new life as a chef, etc. Yeah, he's like, I'm not a rat. They're not what you think.
Yeah, and then we get this horrific scene of like the rat poison shop.
Oh my god, what is going on at the shop?
Yeah, apparently it's a real shop. They really do just hang those rats out in Paris.
What? That's wild. I would not want to go in there if there's just dangling rats, like fake or real. I think it's like a weird way to advertise your product.
Yes, for sure. It's interesting that like last great gig we had the beauty and joy of Paris, and now we're getting to see the like horrific way they treat rats.
Rat killing. Yeah, the rat killing underbelly of Paris.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There you go. They just hate rats. It's a famous trait of Parisians, I guess. The next bit is like he's controlling Linguini while he's asleep.
Yeah.
As money starts up, he's like been at the restaurant cleaning up all night. Accidentally gets,
that's still his job.
Yeah, gets Linguini into a bad situation by like finally the like conflict between Colette and him comes up, and that like she got undermined.
Yeah.
And yeah, he like gets him in a bad situation by like controlling Linguini and making him like give like derisive like rude glances to Colette, but because he's asleep.
One of these glances as well is redone in Onward. No, Onward? Heck, what's the
Onward's
cool
the
Pixar?
latest one.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So the dad, the half-summoned dad, is
yeah.
all dressed up and wearing sunglasses as well, and does a similar look to a police officer.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's a good bit.
That made me happy.
Yeah, nice. It's a funny sequence. Like it adds like a lighter side to it, but
yes, for sure,
definitely a serious thing happening. Also, it gets worse because like they transition outside and like because Colette's like gonna leave on her motorcycle, and like he tries to tell Colette about the tiny chef that tells him what to do.
Yeah.
But she's like freaking out, and then like he like Remy like forces him on her.
Yes.
Like, forces a kiss on her. She like likes it, but like bad.
Yeah, it's messed up as well because it shows her about to pepper spray him, and then instead she like enjoys the kiss.
Yeah,
and it's like, ugh, not a good message.
I don't know, Pixar. Don't know about that one.
Kind of after what we've read about you 10 years after this movie came out. Okay, I see why you've put that now.
Yeah.
Why you think that's well, not why you think that's okay. What environments led to that, but you know.
Yeah. Icky. No good.
Icky. That's X-A through F and then ick-E.
Ick-E, yeah. Pull that volume out the encyclopedia. The encyclopedia. Anyway, yeah, so now they're like a thing. It's all good. They're like dating or whatever. So I'm going to keep going past that. Cut to Anton Ego's crazy little office here with the like vaulted ceilings and like massive portrait of himself. What a power play. I love this whole aesthetic. He's like basically one of the vampires that I was talking about earlier. He's like a real life vampire in this world.
His office is shaped like a coffin. His typewriter's shaped like a skull.
It's so good.
Great.
This dude has his aesthetic on lock.
Yeah.
Gareth. It's amazing.
We should all be so lucky.
Oh man, I love Anton Ego. He's got such a great vibe. His whole like walk and demeanor is like spindly and terrifying. He's fantastic. Like
the fact like people don't understand his jokes and witticisms.
So good. He's got like big like Empire from Star Wars energy as well.
Yes.
But yeah, like he's honestly so much of a better antagonist than Skinner is. But like only really appears as an antagonist in the like third play of the album or like final third of the movie, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's like basically completely he hasn't been in the film up until this point and we're like over an hour in. So yeah.
Well, you catch a glimpse of him at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah,
here he is. He's like, he's back on the case because the restaurant has become. He's thought he'd put the final nail in the coffin, as it were, for Gastos. His word is the final word, you know. But it's become popular again because of this new chef. So he's going to have to do another review.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's also at this point, Linguini gets confirmed to be Gaston's heir by the lawyer, so it is the case, and so Skinner's like freaking out about that and the rat to this lawyer.
Yeah, he's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, he starts to get worried about the lawyer's getting really worried about Skinner like losing his mind. I think he even says like, "Do I need to worry about you?"
Yeah,
which is great, good stuff. Yeah, this is also when Us and Them is playing out as well. Where there's the disagreement about what best to do when cooking between Remy and Colette, like pulling Linguini different ways. Like Remy wants to listen to his new girlfriend, Colette, and like get right with her, but Remy wants to like do his own thing and experiment. So yeah. Then what do we got? Remy. Remy's brother Emil's told other rats about the kitchen.
And we get to meet Buff Rat.
Oh, the big Buff Rat. Big fan of this guy. Very good. One of my favorite shots in the whole film is when he's tenderizing a steak by like beating it up like a boxer later in the movie. So good. Like I think he's only in the movie for that.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
he's at the very final restaurant scene having dinner with a tiny, tiny rat and just showing off his, like, rat muscles.
Amazing. I think he's also, like, carrying forward the, like, sort of mafia aesthetic that the, that the rats have. Like, they're a huge family, and so the neat transition is that they're sort of like a mob kind of family. Yeah. So, there's, like, further conflict re-stealing here, and that, like, now he's an accessory to like helping out his whole family, getting like worse and worse as more people get told by Emil. He's feeling more and more guilty about it. But Remy like busts into the office to like get the key to the kitchen or whatever, and finds out about Linguini being the heir to the restaurant. But also Skinner shows up and they have like a chase sequence where this is kind of the most bizarre part of the whole movie, and that like Skinner is chasing down this rat on like a moped throughout the streets of Paris, having like a massive chase sequence. It's just chasing a rat holding some paper in its mouth.
Yeah.
This is the most Stuart Little the movie gets, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Very cartoony, like, Skinner does these huge jumps, Remy does these huge jumps.
Yeah, like gliding with the contract in his mouth.
Yeah.
It's pretty silly. The one good thing to come out of this is that Skinner accidentally does the tablecloth trick by trying to, like, grab at a tablecloth as he's falling into the river. Very nice. There's a like date that continues on unnoticed as he like pulls the tablecloth off the table. So good.
I feel like you can do the tablecloth trick. Am I wrong?
I've never done it.
Oh, okay.
I would love to give it a try. I feel like I would love to like that to be my thing, that I can do that. So maybe I'll practice that.
Okay. That can be your series arc.
My series arc, like by episode 100, I'm like able to do that. So look out for that, listeners.
There's a whole podcast being recorded, and we just keep hearing this like, and it's of you pulling different tablecloths.
Various tinkling glasses in the background.
Yeah.
Lightly muffled swears. Yeah, it's great. Okay. So, but the Remy gets back and somehow like hands the contract over, and Linguini is discovered to be the heir, so it's all over for Skinner. He's out. He's done.
Yeah, it's a bit rude that he just gets fired.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, like he's still probably a good chef. He's just,
shows how much those other chefs disapprove of his like frozen foods idea. I guess he's like the only one on board with it, and just like was gonna like get all the money for himself. Maybe he wanted to shut down the whole restaurant in general, and just do
maybe
that could be it. But it seems to me to be a little bit harsh to get cut up over that, but hey. Anyway, it's all going great. Linguini is like declared as the new owner. They move into like a new house that like I guess was Gaston's mansion or whatever, where he used to live. It's not super important, but hey.
Or they can like just afford it now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But yeah, they the more and more rats are wanting free food, so it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
And Linguini's like talking to the press, but he's claiming the success for himself because he can't say that there's a little chef that tells him what to do.
Yeah.
To everybody.
At least he gives Colette like quite a big shout out.
He does, yeah. But that like hurts Remy's feelings because he's like getting none of the credit. So again, it's sort of just the antagonistic relationship between those two characters.
Yeah.
Pulling Linguini each way, you know. Yes, Skinner also calls the health inspector on Gastos at this point because he suspects rats' involvement. Like, he knows that there's a rat involved. Wants to take them down.
Yeah, I love this little health inspector.
Yeah, he's great. Poor little guy.
Seeing him like with his huge amount of papers and how busy he is. Exactly when we get these like buzzers and Any Color You Like, which kind of just made me realize, Any Color You Like is a sad song as well.
Oh, totally, yeah. It's just, it's an instrumental song, but it's just, very, very smooth, very sad. He doesn't really get a major role. He sort of just appears and then gets tied up.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anton Ego rocks up to the press conference and establishes himself as the new antagonist in the movie now that Skinner is out of the picture. He's like, I'm gonna tear you down, boy, basically.
Yeah, you've been playing without a foe.
Yes, without an opponent. Not very sporting of you. It's great. He's got some,
we've already said it, but I just love that no one understands his metaphors or anything.
God, yeah. He's got some really pompous-ass dialogue. It's really good. He's on just a different level than all the other people in the movie. Skinner also just like hanging out on the roof one night discovers that it's the rat that's doing the cooking by he's like gone full tilt crazy person. Like he's hanging out on the roof of the restaurant trying to like figure out why he was fired.
Yeah.
What he's doing is weird. I'm not going to let that one slide.
No. Free business advice is don't hang out on the roof of the place that fired you.
Yeah, don't do that. Not cool.
Yeah.
He was unjustly fired, but still, doesn't excuse it.
No, especially if he's such a good chef. Like, go and work in another kitchen.
Yeah, he'd probably be hired, like, pretty quickly by somebody else.
Yeah.
I guess the frozen food plant's out of the door, but, like, you could still do that on your own with, like, your own, fame behind it. People know who he is as well. And that, like, he was Chef Gusteau's, like, sous chef at the time, you know? People know him, so...
Yeah, and like down the line when he kidnaps Remy, he wants Remy to make him frozen food. So like,
it's true.
He clearly, he could have just started doing that anyway.
Yeah, he's got a less friendly face. I think is the issue that he can't use to sell more stuff. You know.
Yeah.
A
little like corn dog with his angry little grin on it.
I'd be into it, but I doubt other people would. Anyway, Yeah, but Remy's all pissed off at Linguini for taking the credit and offering Colette the credit as well. And so, in retaliation, he lets his entire rat family raid the kitchen.
Yeah.
Over brain damage playing.
These rats kind of drop the food on the beach, which I really like.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, Linguini comes back to apologize, and the rats are like hiding all over the kitchen in various spots.
Yeah.
I do really love the rats like curled up on the black tiles on the ground, hiding there. I think that's a really neat touch. They're all hiding in various like funny positions, holding a bunch of food.
Yeah. And then
stuff.
Emil is like holding a bunch of asparagus, hiding, and like constantly eating grapes and just getting more and more grape shaped.
Yeah, he's got like heaps of grapes in his tummy to the point where his like tummy is all distended by all the grapes in him. I guess he's like eating them completely whole, which is pretty wild. But like
who can blame him though? Grapes are addictive. Grapes are the crystal meth or brushing your teeth with apple cider vinegar of like the fruit world.
I don't even know if that was on mic, but hey. Yeah, like they are definitely the point that they come in a bunch, right? So you can't really justify having like one or two. You've got to if you're eating them off the vine, as I am wont to do, and like
so you live a luxury life
on my hedonistic couch. I like just am fed grapes. Yeah, like, you want to eat the whole bunch, right? It's like, you feel like you're committing to the bit. It's like opening...
Especially if there's one left, which happens to a meal. You're going to eat that grape. It's rude to just leave one grape.
Right? It's like, like a box of biscuits or something. You'd feel bad, like, if there was only, like, 1 or 2 biscuits left, so you may as well finish the packet, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Although my family still roast me for, as a kid, I would always just leave 1 biscuit for everyone else.
That's messed up, dude. Don't do that.
What?
That's rude.
What if Mum really wanted a squiggle and at least there's still one for her?
But the point is that it's rude to eat all the other squiggles.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's too late, like, token act.
Yeah, it's like the barest minimum you could do, you know?
Alright.
Yeah, there we go. Lesson learned.
Yeah.
You're welcome,
You've
Garrett's
got
mum.
through to me more than my parents could.
Had to spell it out for you, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, so, anyway, he's filled with these grapes, and then, like, something, like, falls onto his back, and he shoots them out, like, powerfully into the back of Linguini's neck, like a little automatic rifle or something. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, probably the most cartoony this movie gets, I would say.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, turning a rat into a grape gun.
That's what they should put on the back of the box. Like, in one of the, like, special features. Or, like, you know where they, like, list on, like, B movies all the different things that happen in the movie, like, selling points? Or they used to do this anyway. Like, rat is a grape gun.
Explosions.
Yeah, right? That's a good one. We'll put that on the box.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Probably in the podcast description as well. Who knows?
For sure.
So... Yeah, that's... I guess they're all discovered and Linguini, like, flips. He's like, they'll be treated like pests if they come back now. So, yeah, it's not like...
I guess you could say the band they're in starts playing different tunes.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Hey?
Oh, yeah. That's great stuff.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, mate.
That's what this podcast is, right?
Yeah, it's just us turning into, like, Beavis and Butthead, basically, and... they'll be treated like pests if they come back. Anyway, on to the big day. Today's the day where the review's going to happen, and we're in Eclipse. Linguini gives a speech to everyone about, like, performing for ego really, really badly. Not a great speech.
No.
And when
he's trying to ramp everything up is when this album just fades off.
Yeah, Skinner catches Remy in a little rat trap over complete silence. And it's looking bloody bleak at the end of playthrough 2, Gareth. Not looking good. Remy's in a trap. Old mate Linguini's not... I nearly called him Ratatouille, which makes no sense. Linguini is going to, like, fail. He won't be able to cook anymore. It's all bad. Yeah, so we're in dire straits at the end of playthrough 2.
Yeah.
We get...
But luckily, the lads in Pink Floyd, they fire up their instruments and they're going to save the day with playthrough 3.
They're going to do one more for the boys. We get in silence as Anton orders some perspective. He's like, I would like some clear perspective. And they're like, complete Ponzi. Like, what an idiot. What a dumb thing to say. Like, if you're not already a, like, well-renowned food reviewer, no one would give you the time of day for doing that, you ass.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god. Anyway.
And I love that the waiter just has no idea what's going on.
No, he's like, what? I'll just bring you some water, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess he hasn't decided? Anyway. I've written in my notes, sadness in the cage at the start of playthrough 3, which could be a Pink Floyd song.
For sure.
But his rat family busts him out of the car with dropping a grotesque from the rooftop onto the car.
Yeah.
Onto the boot of the car.
Which is a risky move, but it pays off really well.
Yeah, this doesn't go well in Hot Fuzz.
No.
Don't. Yeah, be careful. Very, very dangerous. Luckily protected by the hood of the car, but
yeah,
can go very badly.
We hear the rats have dropped the wrong one to the wrong spot, so maybe they also killed the newspaper reporter.
Oh no! off screen, it wasn't like a member of their like shadow council at all. It was just a small rat family doing it. No wonder Nicholas Angel couldn't put that one together.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
Simon Skinner's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So Remy rushes back to the restaurant to save the day, and Linguini like protects him from all the chefs wanting to like stab him with various knives.
Yeah.
And then Linguini like spills the beans. Food reference there about
Nice.
Remy like cooking for him, controlling him like a puppet, and no one is on board with this.
No.
All the chefs are like, hell no, that's awful, and they all leave as On the Run starts up. They all like hand their coats off very sadly and walk away. Even Colette who honestly like feels really betrayed. It's amazing to me that she comes back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she leaves like crying, but she comes back by seeing the book in the window, Gaston's cookbook. Anyone can cook, so she like I guess has a change of heart because of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of change of hearts in this run of On the Run.
Yeah, there really are actually.
Yeah, because like then the dad also kind of changes his his mind on Remy's career.
Yeah, they completely reconcile, which is nice. He's like,
Yeah.
I see that you're like willing to go to bat for these humans, and they're willing to go to bat for you. So
Yeah.
I can respect that. We are family. We're going to help each other out in a very true to Fast and the Furious style. They're going to come in and help.
Buff Rat is going to be in the next Fast and Furious. Mark my words.
Yes. Oh my god, I want that so badly.
Yeah, they're driving the car and this little rat's like driving it.
Just on controlling a human to drive a car. Hell yes.
Oh, yes.
Back on board. So the new
It's
plan...
interesting. Oh, sorry. I'll just got to point out that like a lot of this album has like quick emotional turnarounds. Like suddenly a big solo comes in and stuff. On the Run is probably the longest we go without a big emotional turnaround, and it's during the part of the film with the most big emotional turnarounds.
Very true.
Yeah.
They're cramming them in here because we've got a lot to sort of switch around so that we can have the final part of this movie, you know? Yeah, this is with a transitional song for a lot of plot points in the film, I would say.
Yeah.
All happening in a very short space of time. So the new plan is to have all the rat family come in and cook as like a team. I really do love... before this, the health inspector appears and sees the entire rat family having a discussion. He's like, oh shit! And runs to the... runs to his little, like, Nissan Leaf and tries to get away. But gets swarmed by rats who tie him up and then toss him in a little food in the pantry later on.
Yeah.
Messed up.
This is terrifying, especially when they swarm his car.
This has got to be a health inspector's worst fear. Like, to visit a restaurant and see it so overrun with vermin that they can kidnap you and threaten your life. Like, that's the nightmare that health inspectors have, I imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god.
We also only see the health inspector during instrumental songs.
Hey, that's a nice little touch. Okay.
Yeah.
He's in
Dude
his own
vocals.
He's in his own little silent movie version of Ratatouille.
Yes.
Yes. I do like that they wash all the rats with the industrial dishwasher here, the little like machine. This would kill all the rats if this were this were a real film, because they get really fucking hot, those things. Yeah, like scalding hot to clean these dishes, but hey, we'll move past that.
This is another strong piece of evidence that these rats could kill Stuart Little, because they can survive this.
They can withstand like 100-degree temperatures. Like beasts completely. Yeah, they come out like fluffy and clean anyway, and they're gonna do some cooking.
Yeah, they look so cute.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, all the clocks go off as the rat kitchen is in full operation, Gareth.
Oh, yes.
What's his name? Linguini comes out and sees everyone, all these rats working together. He's like, what the shit? And then he decides that he's going to wait tables on rollerblades. We saw him rollerblading before, which he's actually really proficient at. Really.
Oh, he's awesome at it.
Yeah, like... being so gangly and bad and awkward in other situations throughout the movie, this is the one thing that he's great at. So there you go. It turns out
he's like
Like,
Also,
anyone can cook, but if you can't cook, maybe rollerblades?
yeah, that's the full moral.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's whizzing around the restaurant, like, doing the waiter thing, doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Killing it.
Finding-
Pouring wine while he's skating.
yeah, finding his true calling.
Yeah.
This is where we get our rat friend beating up the steak to tenderize it.
Yes.
So good.
Boy.
Colette comes back to help, nearly throws up, but yeah, she's like very quickly on board with this whole rat kitchen situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, they decide to make the namesake of the movie for our friend Anton, the Ratatouille, a meal. Have you ever eaten Ratatouille, Gareth?
I got really into Ratatouille during Auckland Lockdown 1. I'd buy it in a can and just pour it on stuff. That's just a really quick, exactly peasant food kind of thing.
It's very, quick and easy to make and, like, delicious. Also vegetarian. Great. I am a big fan of Ratatouille, honestly.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of everything I like in that it's saucy and full of things.
Yeah. It's just,
It sounds like I mean something else, but
hey. No, it's, I think it's a great meal and a great shout out for the movie, so, yeah. I wonder if there was, like, an uptick in Ratatouille consumption or sales based on this movie.
Surely.
Probably.
Because it was not a popular thing. Like, they had to put how to pronounce it on the poster.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Then we get the best shot in the whole film here, where Anton tastes the ratatouille, and it transports him to the past. And this whole... him being transported to his past by the meal and then up to him dropping the pen on the ground aligns perfectly with the lines, and then one day you'll find 10 years have got behind you, no one told you when to run, you missed the starting gun. Like,
the iconic lines.
Yeah, like that sequence plays out perfectly over this visual. Like, that's great.
Yes.
Like, that's fantastic. Like, he's like living he's grown up, like, from his childhood. He forgot what it was, why he enjoyed food, right? And this is him remembering. Like, he effectively...
Finally getting back to his starting gun.
Right, yeah, like, 10 years have got behind him. Like, it's great. Like, that's a great sync in this film, so... Yeah. There we go.
We do have to believe that it's only been 10 years since he's been a child, but, you know.
But, no.
He eats a lot of, like, rich food. He's probably aged a lot quicker.
It's metaphorical, I guess. Like, it's more that the past has got behind him and he's forgotten who he once was.
Yes, for sure.
You know? I think that's great. Anyway,
same.
Skinner can't believe the food either, and he's, like, loving it and demands to see who cooked it, busts into the rat kitchen.
Yeah.
And he gets thrown in with the health inspector, very comically.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so
And
good.
they give each other this little look.
Yeah. Like, oh, God. Things have gone awry for those boys.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I like that comes back as well. But anyway, Anton wants to see the chef, but he's got to wait until everyone leaves before, like, as a condition. And then, all is explained to him. Remy, like, is doing the narration here, like, telling us what went down. Who's, like, Anton's, like, seeing all the rat kitchen, like, having the meal re-prepared for him by the rats, presumably trying it again. He just says nothing, and then, like, writes his review appears in the paper the next day, and we get narration from him of the whole review. It's a great review. This monologue is really, really well written. I really like it.
Yeah. It's a bit weird that it's... I don't know, it feels a bit weird that a big piece of art is critiquing critics in it. Like, saying the critic's role is very easy, they have little risk, but... It's still a beautiful monologue, and I mean, it's pretty true. Yeah,
it's great. I really enjoy it, and like, he's saying that like they don't risk much, you know, and like, but like this is an opportunity where he is like really putting himself out there, really risking his own reputation, and it's very true because like presumably he gets fired as like a food reviewer because of this.
Yeah,
like
he loses his credibility.
Yeah, like completely, which is wild because it's like so that's how transcendent this food was. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, the restaurant gets shut down soon after the review comes out because, like Remy says, we couldn't just leave those guys locked up. So I love that this is revisited. But yeah, they open a new restaurant that is funded by Anton, who's like become a like small business owner rather than a food reviewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's backing this rat restaurant named La Ratatouille. La Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Really good, really cute. And there's a little rat dining section
Yeah.
up above the restaurant, up in the like garden bit.
Uh,
Really sweet.
yeah. Would you sooner eat at La Ratatouille or eat some of the string cheese from Mouse Hunt?
Oh god. Probably La Ratatouille, because like if the food is like super good at La Ratatouille, right? It is made by rats, but that is the price that you pay for really good food. I just like the string cheese kind of freaks me out in Mouse Hunt.
Yeah, it makes me deeply uncomfortable.
It doesn't look that appetizing, honestly.
Yeah.
The resolution in that movie made me really uncomfortable, but hey. I would say that Ratatouille is a more wholesome rodent-based food film.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
We learn to love all rats as opposed to like one mouse.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a hot enough take to like put on the box as like a box quote, but hey. That's what I'm going to say about it. That's as far as I'm willing to go. But yeah, we get the great gig vocal as we zoom out to the Paris skyline. We see the sign.
Yeah.
And that becomes like the end title card of the movie. And then, yeah, that's it. We get the dip and the great gig vocals is a perfect sync to the credits as well. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then we get these really fun credits of like mouse mischief. And then when the regular scrolling credits kick in is exactly when money kicks in.
Love it.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
Yeah. Love to see it.
Amazing. We've done it.
Oh, what a hit.
Yeah, what did you think?
This podcast, that is.
Oh, hey.
What do we think? How did it sink?
Yeah, what did you think? How did it sink? Money, it's a hit.
James, I mean, this is just me, but you know, in many ways, the work of a podcaster is easy. We risk very little, and yet we enjoy a position over those who offer up their work and themselves to our judgment.
Yeah.
You know, we thrive on negative criticism, which is fun to write and read, but the bitter truth we face is that in the grand scheme of things, the average piece of junk is probably more meaningful than our criticism designating it so.
Damn, ain't that
But there are times when a podcaster truly risks something, and that is in the sinking of Ratatouille.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Big agree. Yeah, I think it synced pretty well. Synced up pretty good, baby.
Yeah.
I'm willing to go high on this, because that like transcendent sync at the end especially was really good. I feel like it also matched up the like story beats quite well, and that like we had new antagonists introduced at the end of the album, like coming in.
Yeah.
And, like different plot beats aligned really well. I'm really willing to go high on this one.
Yeah, we had a lot of thematic syncs and like emotional vibes and stuff.
Yeah.
What we kind of missed was like they didn't all start exactly when the songs started or when the big changes happened.
Yeah,
but then they kind of caught up.
Yeah, a lot of stuff like took place in different songs as well. Like the thing with the On the Run thing earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I want to go high. I want to go higher than Mouse Hunt. I want to go like 9.
Whoa. I don't think you've given a 9 yet.
Yeah, I'm feeling really confident about this one. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's a strong score from old JB. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think I can give a 9 unless we retroactively put Moon up. Because
Moon was very good.
Still the perfect
That's a great
sync.
point. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Should we go 8 then?
I think we're going to have to do 8. We can give it 8.05, so it's higher than Mouse Hunt.
Sure. Okay.
Which is us just like rewarding this film for being
a better film.
Yeah. No, actually, we can't. For the record, we never rewarded based on film. Just so people are furious at that.
Okay.
But yeah, 8.05?
8.05.
Yeah.
Marginally higher. Okay.
As if the little 0.05 is controlling the 8.
Ah, there it is. Hey, the rat controlling the scores. There's little rats on top of our heads making us do this, so, you know.
What animal would be controlling me based on my vibe? And I won't get offended.
Are you sure? I don't know. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything. Do you have an animal for yourself? I can't think of one.
I mean, I'll probably say like a Labrador is controlling me.
Okay.
Yeah. I need to be taken outside a lot.
Otherwise you start getting sad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll probably say you've got like a cat controlling you.
Sure. Okay. I would have
Yeah.
gone something more like Weasley, but
Oh no.
something I would. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in myself, I guess. But
Oh.
cat, I'm happy with. But I'd be like,
Okay.
I'd be like a tabby cat. I'd be like, yeah, not like a purebred cat. I'd be like a street cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but like, street cats are cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we've all seen Oliver.
Equally lovable.
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm worried this is going to transition into us watching Cats next.
Weirdly, let's get to our next film. I
Okay.
actually have worse news for you.
Oh no. Worse than Cats 2019.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So we've we've had two sentient rodent films in a row. It's Sentient Rodent September.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of, it's the talk about them and like the way they've all found new family and
Yep.
stuff. It just reminded me of this little guy who found a new family in a place you never would have thought. And this little guy is Vinny Chase, and his new family was his three bros, his like entourage that helped him in a new world of Los Angeles. I'm talking the beloved cinema characters of E, Johnny Drama, Turtle, Roger Waters, Richard Wright, David Gilmour,
The extended
Pink
entourage.
Floyd, Gareth Blackler, James Barron were all together in our Entourage the movie.
All right. Hell yeah.
I am so sorry.
That's fine. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm ready to learn what Entourage is, for one
Yeah.
thing, and become part of an entourage. Assumedly. Like, I guess I
Yeah.
get mailed, like, as soon as I watch the film, I assume I get, like, my membership card. So,
Yeah. To the
Okay.
biggest entourage of all.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until then, I guess. You
Oh
know?
gosh. Until then, well, I've been Gareth Blackler.
Je suis James Barron.
Oh. Check us out on all the social media at Pink Floyd Pod, and we'll see you on the dark side of La Lune.
Le Lune. On the dark side of Le Lune. I feel like, is that right?
Well, La Lune is female, but
La
I figured if
Luna.
Pink Floyd is singing it, it's a bro moon.
Okay, the big bro
yeah.
moon. Alright, goodbye.
See you on the dark side of the big bro moon.
On the dark side of big bro moon. Whoa, oh, oh.